welcome back to Half Moon Aquatics. Today I thought it would be a good idea to do a short little basic care guide for Corydoras or cory catfish. I thought this would be fun because I know Corydoras are a really popular freshwater fish for hobbyists to keep in community tanks. So I thought it'd be a great idea to just share about how I care for my Corydoras. So yeah, let's get started.
There are many different types of Corydoras. The Corydoras that I have in my tank are panda Corydoras, and I love them so much. They are so adorable. So Corydoras are generally a pretty small fish, so the minimum tank size for them would be 10 gallons, and the reason is because they are schooling fish and they like to be kept in groups rather than just by themselves. This will stress them out and make them unhappy. So in this tank I currently have 3 Corydoras, which I don't believe is very ideal, although it is better than just having one. But this is a very temporary setup. These cories are going to be going into my new 30-gallon tank when it is all set up. So once that is all set up, they will be going in there and I will be adding more cories. So for right now there's only 3 in here, but I believe the ideal minimum would be 5 to 6 Corydoras. Now Corydoras have a reputation of being a fairly hardy fish. However, you obviously need to make sure that your tank parameters are exactly where they need to be, just like with any other fish. So Corydoras prefer a pH level of around 7.0, and they like higher temperatures of around 76 to 78 degrees. And of course, the nitrites and ammonia need to be at 0, just like any other fish. Now, Corydoras are bottom feeders, so they will search everywhere they can on the bottom of the tank for uneaten food. And so you need to make sure that you have the correct substrate on the bottom. For Corydoras, I would stray from gravel. I would stray from the large rocky gravel, even though it is super beautiful and super fun to have. Corydoras do best when you have a sand substrate or a very fine gravel substrate. And this is because they love to sift through sand. They love to sift through and look. So if you have large gravel chunks, this will be really hard for them to do and could give them cuts on their mouths.
As you can tell by the footage that I got, Corydoras are not super easy to get on camera because they love to hide. They just hide all the time and they are pretty skittish. So do make sure that the tank that you have your Corydoras in is heavily planted and there are plenty of hiding spaces for them because they do love to hide and get away. They scare pretty easy.
Back to the topic of food, Corydoras will eat just about anything that will sink to the bottom. They will sift through the sand, like I said before, to get uneaten food. My favorite thing to give them is frozen or live foods. I think this is nutritious for them and it gives them the nutrients they need. So currently what you see them eating right now is frozen bloodworms, and these are a great source of nutrition for them. So I love these and they love them. Another thing that I will give them sometimes is like zucchini peas, because I also put this in for my snails and my pleco, and they will sometimes nibble on that as well. Corydoras are not super picky eaters, but you do need to pay attention and make sure that they are getting the right amount of food that they need to be getting. Sometimes it's easy for them to maybe miss out on food if they're in a large community tank and they're not being made sure that they are getting the right amount of food that they need. Like I said before, Corydoras are super popular for community tanks, and this is because they are just so unaggressive and non-territorial and so peaceful with other fish. So Corydoras are a great fish to add to a community tank because they're also bottom dwellers, so it will add some level to your community tank. These fish will do great with guppies, they'll do good with tetras, they get along very well with my pleco, they will do good with gouramis. Honestly, just about any fish that you can think of for a community tank will work really well with cories because they are that peaceful. Honestly, when thinking of what you can pair with a Corydora, you're honestly thinking more about what fish will be nice to the Corydora rather than what the Corydora will do good with, because they will do good with about almost anything.
So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. That was just your basic overview of Corydora care. If you have any further questions, comment in the comment box below, and I will try to get back to all of your questions. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this and want to see more from Half Moon Aquatics, hit that subscribe button and have a great weekend.